Hey everybody, welcome back to When Words Fail Music Speaks, where we fight depression with the power of music. I am your handicapped host, James Cox. I have another great interview today where, man, we're really killing it with interviews. This gentleman here, his name is Doug Adkins, but let me tell you about it first before we bring him on. Doug grew up in Montana, born in Haver. His father was an educator, and so he spent his childhood in small towns like Culberson, Wolf Point, and Florida. Eventually graduating from Sydney High School in northeastern corner of the state. Doug has written over 200 songs. He learned music from his mother, and by age 6, he was singing with his sisters Betty Jo, who was 7 at the time. Since 2000, Doug has primarily toured in Europe, though he occasionally returns to the Rocky Mountains for small tours. Hey, Doug, how are you doing?
Doing great. I'm walking around the hotel trying to find the best connection.
Oh yeah, cause I found out just before we got on you're in Switzerland and you rode through Germany.
Yes, I'm in Switzerland.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and it's a there's not a lot of connection down here. We're just clear in the middle of the mountains. We're probably we're the last stop before Italy, and
man, I've always wanted to go
and to
to
get to
Italy.
Italy, you take a train.
Yes,
So that's where we're at.
yeah. So you said so you said the bus ride was 9 hours. What do you do on the bus for 9 hours? I mean, cause it's a small impact, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Check your emails. Check them again.
go
Try
to
to make some
sleep.
calls to promoters and things like that, and you know.
And I just love coffee. You know, coffee's one of the best things on earth. So,
Work.
yeah, right. Yeah. So, so you are a country artist, and we love you for that because country is like the best country, the best genre ever, I think. And uh, so
Yeah.
so growing up, okay, so I heard your version of "Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up Be Cowboys" by Willie Nelson, and I find your version a little
Yeah.
bit more better than
Yeah.
Willie's, to be honest, because it's more popular. Uh, uh, how did you decide to cover his version? I mean, like, did
Well,
you grow up with Willie?
no, a lot of people don't know this, but actually Ed Bruce was the songwriter. Ed and Patsy Bruce was his wife, and they were from Texas. And I've always been a fan of Ed Bruce, the songwriter. And
Yeah,
so I was actually more honoring Ed Bruce, who passed away, than when I was Willie Nelson.
yeah, right.
And so there's a couple versions of that song. There's one version that where I used the words that Willie Nelson sang, and then there's another version where I record the actual original lyrics that Ed Bruce wrote. So
Right. Nice. It's so
yeah,
it's like honoring them both,
yeah,
respectively. Nice. I love that.
yes,
I love that.
yeah,
Uh, so I guess you're a big what did you call it? The Outlaws. You got Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard. I think you're a big fan of those two.
sure, yeah. I love
Yeah.
all those guys, and
Yeah.
try to stay as traditional as possible.
Yeah.
And
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice. Well, you've been doing this for a long time, and your Apple Music says your first single, I think it said that it came out in 2017, and you've been doing this for a while though. Even before the Apple Music said it was. And and you're in 200 songs, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
225 now.
Wow. Yeah. So
And
yeah.
I cut my first record in 1991
Okay. Oh, okay.
in Bakersfield, California.
Right. So you've been doing this for a long time, right? Yeah, which is great.
Long time, yeah,
Great. Yeah. Um.
yeah.
So how did growing up in the small town of Montana, like Culberson and Sydney, influence your music and songwriting?
You know, that's a great question because we had of course, my father would go hunting and fishing with me, and we listened to AM radio, and only AM because that's all we had. And it was Minnesota Twins baseball, or there was another radio station that came out of Canada, and they were always playing things like Bob Seger and Marshall Tucker Band, and so I got that kind of influence. So I got the convergence of both those sort of things. And when you grow up in an area like Montana and you have beautiful wheat fields and horses and animals around you all the time, you just kind of naturally, it influences you. It gets into what you write and how you do it.
It does. Yeah.
I seem to have found a sort of a pretty stable spot here for the internet.
Okay, nice.
And if you look over here, here's the ladies that are working. Say hi, ladies.
Hello. How are y'all doing? Yeah. They're amazing.
This is back in the United States. So a little shout out there to the ladies making it happen. Huh?
There you go, man. They're working hard. So did you know you always wanted to do country music as opposed to like say rock or like anything else? I mean, like what was about country that pivoted you into that?
Well, I loved rock and I loved country equally, and then I guess then the voice changed.
Right. Yeah.
And I got real deep, and I decided, well, I guess I know what I am now.
Country music is the way to go for you, right? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So could you tell us more about your early experiences with music, like singing with your sisters and learning from your mom? Because I think that's a very pivotal point in your life.
Yeah. When Buck Owens came through Montana, my mom and her sisters, had a little group called the Chardonnaires, and they actually sang harmony for Buck Owens. I don't know for how many shows. I think 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that through Montana. And then when I was young, my mom would dress us up in matching outfits, and my oldest sister Jackie would play piano, and we would sing, and we'd go around to elderly homes and little talent competitions, and that's kind of where we got started.
Nice. Yeah. So I always thought being in a music family, it really inspires its children and others to go into that same profession, you know.
Yeah, it was like that with my mom. She went out to Chicago. They had a record deal, and she went out to Chicago, and it kind of fell apart, but she always had the passion, and then she passed it on to all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 4 sisters, and every one of them plays and sings. And,
right. Yeah. Nice.
And I'm the worst singer by far.
Oh no,
but that's okay.
You're great. So I think it was safe to say that you grew up in the industry. And did your mom give you any pointers, like on like who to look out for? Do this, don't do this.
Well, she gave me a pointer one time. I was calling her before a big show, and I was so sick. I was just literally had stomach flu, and I was sweating. And I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. I don't want to offend any of your listeners, but I'm going to tell you straight.
Oh, yeah.
She said, go back to your hotel room, throw up if you have to, put your best shirt on, and go out and fake it till you make it.
Hey, there you go. Thanks,
so Mom. I did that. I went back to my hotel room, and I threw up, and I put my best shirt on, my biggest smile, and I went out there and I faked it.
And I bet you that was the best show you've ever had.
It was one of the best I ever had.
See, look at that. Thanks. Here's the mom. Thank you, Mom.
Here's the mom.
Yeah, our moms are the best. They really are the best ever. You know. Because I bet she's been through something like that before, and she knows it from experience too. You know. So that's awesome.
Yeah, of course she does. Yeah.
Yeah. So in your bio, as I read, I don't know if I told everybody this, but you received your first guitar on your 18th birthday, which is great because I received it when I was 16, but I don't play guitar anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So what after that? What inspired you to write songs immediately after that? If that inspired you to write songs?
Okay, I got to tell you this story now.
Okay.
I was a trombone player, and I had a scholarship to go to the university to study trombone. And so then I went to the International Music Camp, which is on the border between Canada and North Dakota. And it was a blues camp, you know. And every night when I came home, I saw this guy sitting around the campfire with a guitar and all these cute girls sitting around him going like, whoa, you know.
Right.
And this happened like 5 nights in a row. I'm hauling this big old trombone instrument, and all these girls are sitting around this young guy. And I went home. I said, "Mom, I need a guitar."
Yeah.
And that was that.
That was that, right? Yeah.
So,
So do you still have that guitar, or do you still play with
no,
it? No.
no, it's gone,
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
gone to the dustbins of time.
Yeah, because my first guitar was a symphonic,
Okay.
and the input jack fell in the guitar. And there was no way to get it back out. So I'm like, oh my god. So I should have kept it for for sentimental value.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is about girls and guitars, man. They just flock to guitars, dude. Yeah. So I guess you're right out there, with the best of them. Yeah.
The worst part about it is I never did take the trombone scholarship. I just completely passed on it.
Well, well, I don't know. Well, I guess that would be like a big band, trombone. Because I don't know of any bands that have trombone in it except for big bands,
Yeah. Yeah. So just checking to make sure my other phone is still there. Everything's looking good.
Nice. Hey, man, Switzerland has got you, So
Yeah, this is amazing.
Right.
I'll show you one thing outside to your fans, your people who are tuning in.
Yeah.
Because you can't believe these mountains. And then I'll go back inside because I might lose you.
Yeah, that's fine.
But can you see those mountains?
Wow. Yeah. It's beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
so that's where.
Yeah. So I guess it's warm weather out there because I don't see you in the jacket.
No, yeah, it's warm.
Oh,
it's nice.
Yeah, so, well,
I would guess it's about 75 to 80.
Oh, nice. That's better weather than what we're doing over here because it's been raining hard here.
Is it?
Yeah, we got Hurricane Debbie that passed us.
Oh yeah.
Last week. So yeah, so that was it. I'm in South Carolina, and all we got was a lot of rain, so it didn't really affect us at all. Yeah. So. So, going back to music though, how do you usually find music inspiration for your songs, and what is the songwriting process like for you? Because I know some bands have to do the music first and then write. So others do the lyrics and then write the music for the lyrics. How do you do it?
I keep my phone always in my pocket, and if I'm walking down the street and I see something, or I experience something, and there's kind of a melodic or a melody to it, I'll just pull out my phone, I'll record it, start singing it. I might hear something or see something that interests me, and I might be thinking, it's the way that you walk down that street,
Right.
Gets my heart a pumping. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I record that. Then, I put together the next line to go with it, and then got to figure out a chorus and things. But yeah, so that's if you go on that, like, it's the way that you walk down the street. It gets my heart a pumping, every day I've been looking for someone sweet, and you're really something. Boom.
See, that's great.
we're on the way.
Yeah, that's just great. Yeah. So, have you ever got stuck with a lyric that you try to find? Because I know that there's ChatGPT, which is AI.
Yes.
So what do you think about AI helping you just a bit finding those missing lyrics, or have you ever experienced that before?
Not me.
Okay.
No,
okay.
Not me.
Yeah.
No, I'm an old paper and pen guy.
There you go. There you go.
And you know, because I like to go, I write and I rewrite and I rewrite, and I like to go back
Yeah.
2-3 pages and see what I did 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And if I don't see what I crossed through, maybe I missed something that's really nice, you know.
Right. Right.
So I would never use AI, and I think it's okay for if people do it, that's okay, I
Yeah.
guess.
Right.
But I think they're robbing themselves of the opportunity to dig a little deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that a lot of people now can figure out the emotions behind it, you know.
Yeah,
And I don't think that AI has the ability to have those emotions like we do. You do, you
I
know.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think many people can tell if it's written for AI or not. You know, that's just
I
why
think so.
I think. Yeah.
It's like right now, if a song comes on the radio, and I can tell immediately if it's not real drums,
Oh, right. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I can just tell. It's like, oh
Yeah.
no, those are
So
pads,
yeah. Or
you
electric.
know,
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
or they're MIDI drums, and they maybe even use real drum sounds, but it's like, those aren't real
Those on
drums.
drums. Go back to the studio, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed. You know, yeah, because when you get that raw emotion, you'll find that people want to connect with you and your music a lot more than
yes,
just basic routine. You know, beat. You
yes,
know, yeah, yeah. So
yeah, and it's all about the connection, and that also that transfers to stage. You know, you have to really take a look at your audience, be with your audience, get into their space. You
yeah,
know, sometimes you got get a little crazy because sometimes your audience wants permission to have a little fun. I mean, they're coming from a very rough work day or work week,
yes, yeah,
and until you get a little crazy or take your microphone and walk out in the crowd and get them going,
yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, look at this guy. He's ready to rock and roll. I guess I can do too." You know.
Right, exactly, exactly.
So you kind of try to give them permission to unwind a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, because they're looking for that release. Because, like you said, they have a bad day at work. Something
Yeah,
happened, so they need a release, which is great. You know that you can give them that release.
yeah,
So, okay, so going
yeah,
back to your mother, we big shout out to your mom again. um, how did your mom
yeah,
experience with the trio, the Cherry Donners? Is that it? Her band?
yeah.
Okay. Um,
The shared
how,
nerves.
share nerves. How did her band shape your approach to music and performance? I mean, did you learn how to perform by like?
I didn't. Well, they were done by the time I got
Oh,
going,
okay.
but I got to go back and get all the old. They used to do a lot of radio shows, and they'd get on in 3-part harmony, and they'd do things like "Blue Moon," la, da, 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 you know,
Yeah.
just beautiful things, you know,
Yeah.
and so it kind of helped me to focus in on melody, harmonies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. Nice. Um. So if you go to his website, you'll see that in the bio it says that you wrote 37 songs in a single year. That's a lot.
yeah, yeah.
So what was it like to write those 37 songs in a single year? Was there something special about 2008? Because that was
I
how old
missed
was
my
I? I was
goal.
like 28. So that you made me feel old.
Well, I missed my goal. I was playing a game, and sometimes I invent games just to keep myself engaged.
Right.
And so I played a game, one song a week for 52 weeks.
That's great. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I
Yeah.
lost.
You lost. You like, yeah. But hey, I mean, you got like more than half of it. So I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, that's something, you know.
and the funny thing about that is after getting half of them, I had so many bits and pieces for other songs that became songs later.
Right.
I probably had bits and pieces and thoughts from another 20 or 24 that became songs
Right.
down the road somewhere. So kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do it again, though.
Right? Yeah. I mean, well, hell, you'll probably write like 46 songs next time. I don't know. You know.
I'm tagging you. It's your turn now.
Oh
Tag.
no, I got yeah, tag it. I don't think I've ever tried to write a song. I don't know if I can. You know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me ask you this: if you were to teach somebody to write a country song, what steps would they go through first?
Well, exactly what I said.
Yeah.
You're walking down the road, you see something, you hear a melody in your head. Go ahead and put that melody down on a tape recorder,
Yeah.
and then go find if you play guitar or something, that's great. If you're not, hum it so that you get that melody. Hum it a few times so we go.
Yeah.
And put together a couple parts that might be a verse, and then maybe come up with a chorus. And like what I just did, I mean, you might go, whatever you like,
Yeah.
and kind of put it all together, and then try to get it so you can put it on one track,
Right. Yeah.
and then write some words to it.
There you go. There you go.
And you don't have to be a genius.
I guess the words will come when the melodies formed. Correct.
Well, yes, but also I find that words have their own rhythm already
Okay.
to them.
Right.
Like if I'm in a happy mood and I tell my girls, like, baby, I love you.
Right. Yeah.
There's an emotion. How would you sing that? Go, baby, I love you, or I really love you. So there's already a melody with that. And if you're driving a truck down the road, it might just be, I'm driving my truck down this dirt road. There's always kind of a feeling, an attitude that comes with it already. It's already baked in, a little bit.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I find.
Right. Well, I'm tagged now, so I gotta raise you some songs.
I'll help you out. I'll help you out.
I can't write 36 songs to cover you. I can't do that, man. But I'll try to write one song. But
my phone. Did you find a telephone there? Oh, sorry.
No, is everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, nice. So we got a few more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. So as somebody who grew up with music as a family tradition, how do you see that tradition continuing in your own life and career?
Well, I've tried to influence my kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have one daughter that's a music teacher in Milan. And so that kind of worked out a little bit.
Right.
And what I try to do is, I try to work with younger writers. And every chance I get to take some young musicians out that need a little road experience, I try to throw them in the bus and get them some stage experience and make them carry all the heavy stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But so I also just try to stay very true to the craft. I want everyone to know that I write. There's no AI. I would never dishonor the wonderful musicians in Nashville by using AI or anything else. I'm flying back in October to record my 11th CD.
Nice.
And the songs aren't written yet, but they will be.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of guys say, well, you could just get AI to play that. Says,
No.
I get to spend 4 days in the studio with some of the best players in the world. I wouldn't change that for nothing in the world.
No. And there's something about human connection that AI can't ever give,
Exactly.
And the camaraderie and ideas. Because if you don't have an idea, somebody else in your band can say, hey, I got this part. Let me let me feed it in, and AI just simply doesn't do that,
And that's what these guys like. I'm sure that I record with all the same guys that Alan Jackson records with and things.
Oh, nice.
Brent Mason, Lonnie Wilson, and these guys have become well, they're not like super close friends, but they're super great colleagues. We do
Yes.
laugh, and they're really professional,
Yes.
and they make every one of my songs better.
Nice. Yeah.
And so I have so much respect and honor them so much. And if I don't continue to use these guys, I'm cheating the song,
Yeah.
and I don't, because the song wouldn't be as good,
Right.
and I don't want to cheat the song. I mean, sometimes I get blamed for writing songs that are maybe a little bit too long but that's because I feel like I have to complete the story in the
Right.
song.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not just going for radio. I'm going for a good song. God dang it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, all right. So we have two more questions for you. Now these are going to be the two hardest questions I think that I've ever asked for you. Um, so Mount Rushmore, who would be your four best favorite bands of all time? You got four.
On Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was a country Mount Rushmore,
Okay.
I would probably say um, I got to put Willie Nelson up there. I got to
Yeah.
put Waylon Jennings. I got to put Merle Haggard up there. And then it's going to be a toss up between either Johnny Cash, Don Williams, or Kenny Rogers. I don't know the last one.
You can't go wrong with Kenny.
Can't go wrong with Kenny.
No.
And if it's a rock and roll Mount Rushmore, I guess it would be Bob Seger.
Oh yeah.
Probably probably Bryan Adams, maybe, probably the Eagles, maybe Marshall Tucker Band. I love.
Yeah. Great band.
So, or Skinner, Leonard Skinner, for sure.
Yes. But
then you need more faces because you can't put the whole band up there.
Yeah, there's only four. There's like, damn it, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the hardest question ever for the show. So I hope you're prepared.
I'm ready.
I mean, maybe not. Is there one artist, song, or album that you can listen to right now, but you can't tell me or your bandmates or your kids how it makes you feel deep inside your soul?
The jazz singer Neil Diamond.
Okay, perfect.
Love it. Just love it. Yeah. Love on the Rocks. Yeah.
Right.
I love the movie. It was inspirational as a young songwriter growing up, to watch the movie and watch his transformation and the struggles he had to go through and the songs that came out of that process. And they're just some of the classic of all time. Of course, Neil Diamond, I went to a concert of his here in Rotterdam a few years ago. That's in Holland. And you just can't imagine the number of songs that he wrote that are anthems to our life,
Right.
even fun songs like, I'm a believer, I wouldn't leave her if I tried. He wrote all that stuff.
A classic.
He wrote songs for Winona Judd. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah. So Neil Diamond, the album, The Jazz Singer, the movie, The Jazz Singer. Yeah. Pretty much made me want to do what I do.
Right. Good. Yes. That's what it is about, feeling good and making other people feel good. So I really, really thank you for making all this music for us. I do want to give you a very good compliment right now. I didn't get a chance to listen to A Cowboy's Life, which came out in 2022, because I was so busy listening to Dirt Roads and Fence Lines. That is the best album I've heard in a while.
Thank you.
It seems like you're bringing back old school country, and that's what we need. I mean, I don't understand this new country.
Yeah.
But yeah, because everything on Dirt Roads and Fence Lines is like a big time. It makes me feel better about myself, and that's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something about the title track of that song?
Please do that. Yeah.
I was out, and if you see the cover of that CD, I was out in Montana, and I'm on a dirt road, and I'm standing on the dirt road, and I'm trying to get some inspiration, or just a thought maybe. And I look down this dirt road, and for as far as I see, it's just flat. and because it's in the prairie of Montana,
Right.
and it disappears into the skyline, into the blue skyline. And I thought, dirt roads, this is great. And then I look to my right, and I see a row of fence posts, and it goes as far as you can see until it disappears into the skyline.
Hmm.
And I thought, dirt roads and fence lines.
That's
That's
a good title.
great.
Right. Yeah.
And then, so I wrote the song, Dirt Roads and Fence Lines Never End. That's on that CD.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought, great, title track, finished. And then for some reason, I got this other idea for Dirt Roads and Fence Lines, the other song on there that's titled that.
Right.
And so that became the title track. But
yeah. Nice. Well,
so,
I'm definitely going to listen to A Couple with Life later on today for sure. But everybody that's listening, go to Doug Adkins, ADKINS.com. And you can see all of his music, get all of his updates and tours. He's in Switzerland right now. He's coming back to America. I hope to meet him one day. Because I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, and I don't think anybody really comes over here that much. So I do think.
I'll come down there.
Oh, yes, and we can buy a beer or something, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so. Before we go, do we? You said you're in the process of making a new album,
Yes.
and do we know when that's coming out? Or because
January.
I said okay, January.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
January 2025.
Well, I'm definitely gonna pick that up, man, because your music is so great, and I think
Thank
it's
you.
very powerful, and everybody should listen to it. And yeah, so I mean, you're great, and thank you so much for taking time in Switzerland of all places.
Yeah, thank you.
To come on.
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
Yeah, yes, sir. So, we do love you here at
Yeah,
Windward
well, it's
Trail,
great
and
to meet you, and thank you for having me on.
yes, sir. And I hope to meet you personally, one day soon. So, all right, and thank you for listening, everybody. And always remember, when words fail, music speaks. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
That was great. That was a great interview. Thank you for because I was like,
Oh,
because I didn't know you were in Switzerland. I'm like, okay, well, so it's great that you took the time out to come on, and I really appreciate you for that.
well, we were driving like hell to get
All
here,
right. Yeah.
and the navigation said 5 before 5 we arrive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, how the hell? Well, at my time, 5 before 10 your time, and I'm thinking, right, how the heck am I going to get in there? Turn the Wi-Fi on, turn this on. But somehow we made up about 20 minutes.
Man. Hey man, it was destined for us to get together. Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna release this next week. I'm gonna send it to Tommy first.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna I think I got your Instagram page. So I'll contact you through Instagram if it's okay.
Okay,
and then,
that's great.
And then I'll send it out to I'll give you links for it so you can share it to everybody.
We will, yeah.
And I hope to God you come back anytime you want to, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would like to come back when we have the new CD, but Tommy will tell you when that's ready.
We would love to have you back when the CD comes out. Hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cheers, man. Be
Good to
cool.
see you again.